Hello everyone! Throw away your old yucky biscuit mix because I am going to show you how to make the very best biscuits you've ever had in your life. Buttermilk biscuits are coming up next on Cooking Made Easy with June, brought to you by Macy's, the happy shopping store in Spanish Fork. Hi, welcome to Cooking Made Easy with June. You guys are going to make this a staple on your kid dinner table because biscuits go with anything. They go with pork chops, they go with beef stew. That's one of my husband's favorite, beef stew with biscuits and buttermilk. So my mother-in-law, and my parents live in South Carolina. We lived in South Carolina for a long time, a couple takes. Like my dad was in the military. We moved there from Myrtle Beach, and then we went back to Thailand, then we went back to, then they ended up retiring in Sumter, South Carolina. So buttermilk biscuits is a staple at a Southern dinner table. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Southern Living Magazine. They are on Instagram. This is the recipe, and it's amazing. Thank you, Southern Living Magazine. So, and I made it, and it's so good. Now, the only tweak I did was you put 2 cups of self-rising flour. Like, you know how we have things here in Utah that like a staple, like maybe funeral potatoes or whatever, but in the South, you have got to have a bag of self-rising flour all the time. Okay, so you need 2 cups of self-rising flour because self-rising flour has everything in it. It has, I think it's baking powder and salt. I'm looking at the ingredients here. Okay, so flour, baking soda. I guess it does have some baking, and baking powder and salt. And it's all pre-measured. It's perfectly measured. It's right there. So you start out with 2 cups of buttermilk biscuits. So, and then here's the trick that they showed me is a frozen stick of butter. And so you grate it. I would just grate it right into the bowl. I'm just a big fan of just less stuff, right? So to clean. So when it's frozen, you notice that it comes out like that. So that's perfect frozen butter. So you just grated a whole stick, which is a half cup of butter. Okay. Now while I'm grating, I'm going to tell you about my mother-in-law, which my husband is from Alabama, so he's actually raised in the South. And so she makes amazing buttermilk biscuits. But she just, you know how they do that? Your mothers and grandmothers, they just, I just put this in, and then she just puts in like, this much flour, self-rising flour, and then, I just make a little well, and I add this much, I don't know, it had to look like this consistency. So it's been like that for years. And I have been trying so many different recipes. And then I saw this on Southern Living Magazine Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to try it. And I've done it twice, and this is my 3rd time. It's gonna turn out so great. It's so yummy. Also, my kids love this one biscuit restaurant. Oh no, I think it's Sweet Lake Biscuit. And they love that place. And they do I've been there once, and it's awesome. And so, so I made these for them the other Sunday. I made pork chops, and I made baked herb pork chops and steamed green beans, and I made mashed potatoes and gravy, and I made these biscuits. Oh my gosh. My kids were like, Mom, looks like it is from a restaurant. This is so good. It's almost better than the same or almost better than the Sweet Lake biscuits, probably because it's really, really fresh. You wait and see. So I'm almost done. So you see how the texture of the frozen butter is. So butter freezes. I've had this frozen for like a while. Now I've also used not as frozen butter, and that's okay. And if you're in a hurry and you didn't freeze your butter, and if your butter is really, really cold, you can still do it, and it really does taste good because I'm gonna show you why. So I'm almost done with this. When I grate, you can turn it up, and when you get to that point where you can't do it, you just turn it over, and then you use the corners, and then do it like that. And like I've said before in my other shows, segments, I like this open-ended type of grater because then I don't have any waste, hardly any waste, okay? So So you're gonna get back to that little piece and use your thumb and just finish that off. Now, it's okay if you have a little chunk there. I'm just gonna throw it in and not to waste it. Butter is so good. Okay, I'm just put that aside. Wet my hands a little bit. Now, this is the fun part. You just toss it with your hands. I'm just gonna use one hand and use my fingers. So you just toss it.
Can you move that flour back?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Try again.
okay. So what you're gonna do is you're going to toss it with your hand. I'm gonna use one hand and just kind of like, it's almost like, you don't have to really do mushing, you know, but just to mix it really well. You can use two hands. I love doing this part. And see, so I noticed I have this big chunk of butter, so it's gonna be good. So anyway, so you just toss it like that. Make sure it's pretty well evenly distributed. And then now, here's another awesome thing they told me is you stick this whole bowl in the freezer. So, but I have some already frozen. But you stick it in the freezer for 10 minutes. So just stick the whole thing in the freezer. You don't have to cover it or anything, just for 10 minutes. But this is a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but look, see the texture, it's a little bit more dry like that. Okay, so you do that and you take it out. See how easy so far? And then you make a little well. Let me find my spoon. Then we're going to put 1 cup of buttermilk. So this is where, like, I love to have measurements for something that I'm not that familiar making. So you just put it in there, a cup of buttermilk. Now you may have to add, like, so this is really a dry measuring cup, so I may need to add a little bit more buttermilk. But so I stir from the middle to the outside. And this, I mean, there's not real science. So you stir it and keep stirring. And then you gradually get it all in there until you get a ball. Okay? So now I'm not just stirring in where it's into a ball, but see how I'm incorporating that? And if you touched it, see how it's really sticky still? So it looks like it's gonna be dry, but it's really not. So with that being said, I would add another tablespoon of buttermilk. Ooh, this is cold because it's been in there longer than 10 minutes, but it'd still be good. Okay. So another tablespoon, like I said, or you could use your liquid measuring cup and it would be more exact. But I've done it both ways and it'll still be good. So I'm gonna show you what the ball looks like in a second, see how. And some people say, well, you don't need to make the biscuits to overwork it, but you want to make sure that the main thing is that you want to make sure you use all this flour, this butter and flour mixture. So it's really sticky in the middle, you see. So, okay, so this is it. Okay, so I'm going to take a little break. When we come back, I'm going to show you, so you have this ball, you see. I'm going to show you, and it's that texture. Still kind of sticky, but not too sticky. So I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to roll it out. I'm going to show you. So don't go away, it's just started. All right, welcome back. I have my pan ready, lined with parchment paper or whatever, or you could do a little spray on there. And then I also have my, I want you to look at it. See, it's like this. This is the texture we want, approximately like that. And then we want to put a little bit of flour so you can roll it out. So you make it into a ball. So what we're going to do, here's another trick that I love this recipe though. It takes a little bit of, you're going to roll it out, and it's not hard. Let's put a little bit of this on here. You're going to roll it out into like a rectangle, excuse me, math teacher. So you're gonna see how you're shape it up a little bit and just gonna roll it into a rectangle. Okay, so something like that. And then you're gonna fold it over and roll that out. I'm gonna put a little bit more flour right there. Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna roll this out into another approximately like a rectangle like that, and fold it. This is 2 times. That was once. Oh no, that was twice now. So that's 2 times. Now it's 3 times. You don't want to put too much flour, so just be careful, just lightly so it doesn't stick. 3 times, right? That was 4 times. I'll just do it next. This is 4 times. Maybe it was already 4, but that's okay. So this is a 4 time, and then 1 more time. So I'm not like pressing really hard. I'm just rolling it. And 1 more time. It doesn't hurt if I did a little bit more than I should have. That's a little sticky there. Okay. And then 1 more time. So these they make about 6 biscuits. So for my family of about 6 to 7 people, I double the recipe. And it works out great. You can just put 4 cups of flour and then grate 2 sticks of butter, and then you toss it and put it in the freezer. So this is it. So about a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm gonna push it together to this is about a 1/2 inch. It's no exact thing. Okay, so this is maybe a 3-inch biscuit cutter. I'm just gonna start cutting it. You want to, and then here's another trick that they showed me. You want to put them together. So I'm gonna put a little bit of flour right there. So maybe this is a little bit less than 1/2 inch, but see, you put right next to it, so nestle them. They want to be cozy. So it's gonna make more than 6. And I think last time I made like heavy, like thicker biscuits. So again, like I said, it does not have to be perfect. And then you have these, it's going to be so good. So I'm gonna put that right there, and I'm going to put another, there's this thing in when the kids were little. Even now, I still do it. When we make biscuits and have dinner together, I guess this will make, so I guess I could have made that a little bit bigger, but, so we would make like these little scraps. We would make, who's gonna get the tiny biscuit? So the tiny biscuit, the mini biscuit, goes to the youngest ones. I still love the tiny biscuit. So I'm gonna make another size of biscuit. It's enough to make this size a little bit smaller. And I guess I could make another one of this size. Yeah, oh, that works out perfect. Ah, how cute, that is so cute. Okay, that's it. Stick in the oven, 15 minutes. Oh, I can't wait till you guys come back and see the finished product. Hi, welcome back. So, see how easy the biscuits were. So I'm going to take a little time to just show you how to make whipped cream. So about a cup of whipped cream, and then you want to put in maybe a tablespoon of powdered sugar. So I'm just gonna guess, and you can always add more. Depends on how sweet you want your whipped cream to be. So I'm gonna tell you a little story. So biscuits. My dad, Charles Edward, he's actually from Michigan. He was in the military. And he loves, his mom is Dutch, and she, his mom's from Holland, and so she makes biscuit, a strawberry shortcake, but it's not shortcake, it's strawberry shortbread, where she uses this buttermilk biscuit or just biscuit. Oh, this is so loud. So she uses this biscuit, and she makes it a dessert by filling it with fresh strawberries with a little bit of sugar in the strawberries and whipped cream on top, and that's a dessert. Now here in Utah or a lot of places they use like pound cake or whatever, but it is so good with biscuits. The sweet apple pie filling, or make a sweet apple or sweet pears, and put that in the middle of the biscuits. I'll show you in a minute. And but what I have today is some jam that is like multi-berry jam preserved that includes red currants, raspberries. What else? This doesn't have to be real stiff. And strawberries in this jam, and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so I think we're almost done with the whipped cream. Ah, I need a deeper bowl next time. So ever since I make my own whipped cream, I rarely, I don't like to buy, unless it's for like a big party, I guess. I would just don't like to buy the canned one, because this tastes so much better. Okay. Let's speed it up a little bit like that. Okay, that's awesome. I think we're done. Okay. Oh, all over the place, made a mess. But this is gonna be so good. All right, so right before we came back, the biscuits are finished. Look, I've got whipped cream all over me. So where's my other mitt? Oh well. Okay, so I've got this. So while we were gone, I went ahead and put two pans of biscuits in. Oh, you guys, look at that. So excited. So I actually have 2 pans of biscuits ready. Look at that. So I'm going to, oh, it's hot. I'm going to put the baby biscuits on here too. One of the reasons I like to put the biscuits on this is because, well, actually, I'm going to put it on here. Because it doesn't get, when it cools, as it cools, it doesn't get too, oh, look at the steam coming out of there. Okay. Look at that. I like to let the crunchy one up there. Ooh, look at that, you guys. So I'll put the rest on here. Some of the middle ones aren't as crunchy. Some people might like that. And now Steve loves his crunchy like this. So you could actually leave it in a few more minutes, but actually these, I have a convection oven and I'm getting a new one, but it's not always so consistent for me. So I'm just gonna put these here to cool. Ah, you guys, so good. And here are the baby biscuits that everybody wants. They're so cute. Oh, taste that one. Okay, so I'm gonna make one. Let me move this over here for a sec. Let's do one. Let's put some, this is a currant, this is jam that you can get in some stores like preserves. Has 3 different fruits, red currant, strawberry, and raspberries. So I'm just gonna take this one. I'm going to go ahead and, look at that. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna put a little jam in here, or a lot of jam. Put a little jam in the middle. So this can be really sweet. I'm going to put it right there. I'm put a little bit more on top. This is gonna be sweet. But honestly, with fresh strawberries, it's perfect. Okay, and then, where's my spoon? Give me a spoon. Put a dollop of whipped cream on top. Let's see. Ooh. There you go. And I'm making a mess. And let's get a fork. Then I'm going to, it's not real perfectly pretty, but it'll look good. And then another way you can serve biscuits, you can, like I say, any fruit, or of course, just the basic butter. So you can just use it is hot, so it's not gonna be, look at that though, oh my goodness. Going to cut a slab of butter, lots of butter. Oh, I forgot to brush butter on top. It's made with butter. That's a big chunk of butter. Make it a little bit smaller. Like that. Oh, you guys, look at that. Look at this here. Look at the butter and the biscuits, and I'm gonna have me a baby biscuit. So this is in honor of my father, and this just so I can have a little baby biscuit. Lots of butter. You know how you bite something crunchy and you can hear it in your ear, like yourself? It's so good. Crunchy on the outside, buttery and yummy on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and brush a little bit butter. So really what I normally do is brush a little butter on top when they first come out. I'm just going to do that so it looks really pretty. Buttery buttermilk biscuits. And there you go. Go make this. How easy is this recipe for you? I guess I could put a little jam in it, huh? It's kind of like that, but with whipped cream and jam. So you guys, go make it. See how easy it is? So happy cooking, happy baking. Until next time on Cooking Ladies.